Guys, and welcome. Today we're going to do some tags. So I want to have a play around with some inks, and I've got some paper dolls here, just some various ones, dark and light, different sizes. I am running low on this size, but I just thought they were a good size for this size tag, which is 60 by 120 millimeters, sorry about that. And they're a great size tag to have in your journal. So I've got a fair few there, but we're just going to do a couple today. Let's go with 4. If we get 4 done, then we're doing really, really well. If we don't, then that's okay as well. So I just want to, first of all, I will ink around the outside, just really roughly. And this is, I'm using walnut stain. Depends on how heavy-handed you want to be. Won't worry too much about the outside. You can hear that the bird life's really active today. I do have the door open in my studio to let some fresh air in, but I do also have the air conditioner on because my studio is in a tin shed, and while it's not overly hot today, things can certainly warm up quickly. So I didn't ink too much on the back because it's more the fronts I'm interested in. Now I'm going to get, this is a stamp block. Rather than drag out my glass mat, I'm just going to work off here today, and I'm going to have a look at some distress oxides. I want to add some water to. If I can get my water pen. And I've got my sprayer here anyway. And let's grab a brush. And we want it fairly watery in the sense that I'm going to just add it to a bigger block, and I just want to start doing some layering of it. Now I could have went straight on there, but I would have ended up with, you know, really dark. And I certainly don't want that. And I don't want to make it too wet either. As that one will be. But since we've tried to fix up a drip down that side, let's do one this side as well. So it looks like it was meant to be. And then just neaten up any sharp edges you've got. So starting to get some different effects there, as you can see. So searching for a wet towel or a wet wipe. Keep the desk fairly dry. Then I'm going to do some stamping over the top. So I don't want the stamping too dark. And I'm thinking I'll do a script. So I'm going to go with a lighter colour. Rummaging through my drawers here, my ink drawer. I'm going to go with Pebble Beach, and I'm going to just do a really light background, and I'm working with archival ink, and I'm just going to stamp that off once because I want a fairly faint background. If I bring that over, I will get that. So you can see that the Pebble Beach gives you, it's like a grey effect in a sense. But it's not a black and it's not a brown. Well, it is a brown colour, but it's coming up a different colour on here, which is great. So as you can see, we're adding layers. The next thing you can do is some stenciling as well on top of that. So at the moment we do a lot, when we do ephemera, like we do a lot of layering with this kind of stuff, and you know, and this type of stuff, which we will be adding to that. But at the moment we're layering with different effects. So one looks like it's under the other, on top of the other, on top of the other. We're going to do some stenciling now. I'll just grab a stencil. So I keep my stencils in a folder. I just want something really, I guess, fine in a way. I do a lot of mixed media too, guys, so I've already got a script, so I don't want to go script again. Maybe some numbers. Actually, I like that. So let's go with that. I just found it's an easier way to keep my stencils for flipping through and getting some inspiration. Now, as far as the colour goes, I might add a bit of olive green to one of them. I'll go probably this lighter colour, and I'm going to go with fern green. Or I could go with bundled sage. So the best way to do it would be to do a test. So that adds that green. And bear in mind, you still may get a bit of green from because one's ink, one's oxide, but I really do like the oxide. It's just a little bit more subtle. And just because you've got a big stencil like this, not that it's big in the stencil world, but it's what I mean by big, it's bigger than the tag. Doesn't mean we have to go like that. So we only want to do some subtle effects. Now I'm thinking I'm going to have some ephemera on there, so I might bring that up near the top because we still want to see a bit of it. Now you can tape this down if you don't feel like your fingers are strong enough to hold it in place. If you don't have one of these, guys, it's actually a makeup brush, but I mean, everyone's using them for stencils. You just get such a great even texture and it's just effortless. You don't sit there with a stencil brush or, you know, with a dauber like we used to use. And then I'm going to go down this side. I might slightly glance that over, and it'll be different with the stencils that you use as to what you can fit, but you should be able to use any stencil and just use a portion of it like this. And look at the effect you get. Absolutely stunning. You could even go, hey, I just want this a little bit down the bottom here. It was such a big vacant space, so you don't have to do a whole edge. You can just do a little bottom like that. So absolutely fantastic. We got a little bit of green off there because I didn't clean the stencil in between each, but that's okay because I know we're going to put something over the top of that. So that is one you can do, and like, as you know, we've got 3 to 4 layers there because we did distress the outside, so we can call that a layer as well. Let's do one with a different stencil, but also in a dark colour. So back to my stencil folder, and I'll just put this one back. Just flick through and grab one. Let's go doily. Just dropped a heap of tags and went straight into the bin. I think I'll be doing a big clean, a desk clean after this, because it is really getting a little bit, you know how your desk closes in on you? Well, that's sort of how it's getting. Now, what colour am I going to do? I might do a bit of, because I've got some blue lace there, so I might even bit of blue seafarer. And I've got a lace stencil, so now this one's with ink, not oxide. And with, like anything, you can layer and keep going for as dark as you want. If I wanted that darker, I could just put that back over there and redo, because you can see through and match it up. Beautiful. All right, so let's get in, have a look at decorating these now. So we want to have a look at our dolls. I think she might be better on that one. She's definitely better on that one. Yep, I think we'll go with that. Now, these two, I actually want to put wings on them. So I'm just going to see if I've got a smallish butterfly stamped. Oh, here's a blue one. Might be the wrong blue. Might go that with her. I like the green. I might go the green, or it could be bold. I've got red here. No, I don't like the red. Got big wings here. She could have big wings. I like that. Or do I have a size down? So these butterflies, I've got they come in all different sizes. It's actually a darkroom door stamp set. And I know darkroom door have closed down, unknown whether it's for a while or indefinitely, as one of the founders, Rachel, who was the artist and photographer behind Darkroom Door, passed away. So there's a green one. Absolutely stunning stamps, originally done off photographs. I think we'll stay with that one. And this one here, we're just going to, I think we'll just put some lace. Some lace somehow. Maybe. All right, so let's work with one first. So let's do this one. So I'm going to cut them in half, just so I can spread them out a little bit more. Now with these paper dolls, you can't really distress the edge without using your sanding disc, because they have a gloss finish on them. So I'm just going to sand her a little bit. Just so it picks up a little bit of colour, just to define her edge a little bit. Not too much. See, it just defines her a little bit. Hope you can see the difference. Because if you distressed it on just the glossy, if you wiped it, it'd come off. I also want to do the wings. Not too much, because I like the stark white in these ones. And then we want to position them on her. And you'll just have to hold it for a couple of minutes. Same as this one. So you can see the big difference, that if I had kept them together, they'd come really close. It'd probably go behind her head and cover her features up. Whereas the big one I can leave like that. Now I don't know whether too many blues. Might get some labels in behind her. Oh, that's not my inker. I do that all the time. I'll have to paint one of the handles a different colour. And so that label just makes her pop a little more. And we don't want to cover up too much of our beautiful stenciling either. Just looking for that, and I'm thinking a circle. There's one in blue. So we might stick all that down. So if we move her, and run some art glitter glue across there. Now that there is a piece of kitchen lace curtain that I got in a rummage box in a material home decor craft shop called Spotlight here in Australia. And I got so much for a couple of dollars, and I've just cut it up, and I think I'll have it for the rest of my life. I'm just going to ink around here. That one was going across there. And these labels that I've got here, they're all digitals that I've printed off, and there's something that, you know, when you buy a packet of ephemera, you got your favourites in it and you use them and you think, oh, what am I going to do now? I've used all my favourite things. With digitals, you can keep printing them off and have those. You can use that one favourite in all your projects if that's what you want to do. Which is good because, you know, we might use more blue of something or more green of something, and then when we run out we think, oh, what am I going to do? I've got none of that one left, and it wouldn't have been perfect for this project. But with digitals, you can just go and print them off and cut them out and just hold it down for a minute. The art glitter glue doesn't take long to adhere or dry, but I'm working with several layers here, so we want it to stick not only to the lace but through if we can. And now we're going to stick our little angel down. Over the top, and I'm going to leave those bits hanging off there. We can put some sari silk up the top there, which I may do, but let's continue on with these ones. So that one I may not get done today, so let's just park him off to the side. This one here definitely, so I'm just going to ink around the edge of this one. I don't want to do it too dark because she's on one of our darkest tags. So it's like anything, adjust to suit your project. And you can with stamped images. So these I've stamped them on coloured cardstock. You can also stamp them on white, which I've done, and then get your water pencils or your watercolours. Now she's not going to need too much in a sense. I like that, and I like that. And something behind that. And if you've got them all cut out like this, you can fit them in. See how they're two different sizes? So you can, you know, play around here. I do like that, but I think I just need one more, like a circle or something behind this one. Just look for a little circle. Here's a red one. So you can see I have them all cut out. This is only one drawer. I literally have, you know, another drawer. I've got some really small ones because I want to do some small clusters. So I've been cutting out really tiny ones, and it is a mission, I tell you. Let me help if I take the lid off. Glue's not working well for me today. I don't know whether it's the weather here. But a glue stick will just still do the job. And I'm not inking around that. So that's a bit of scrap paper. I think it was packaging paper. That I stamped on. I will need art glitter for her, so let me try and get it working. And now it's really working, but that's okay. It's number 2. Maybe we should give her wings. And I don't want to put too much on this tag because I really love the stenciling that we've done on it. So cute. I love turning these little paper dolls into angels, butterflies, whatever you want to call them. Too big. Have a quick scout through my drawer. One thing I have learnt, when you have a lot of ephemera cut out like this ready to go, while it's great for your creativity and it's great to, you know, test, so you're not cutting out each piece and testing and go, oh no, that's, I don't like that, or that won't work. Or I have learnt to not procrastinate, not take too long on it. A lot of the times we're working with scraps, and you know, lay it down and go with your first instinct rather than sitting going, oh, I don't know, don't really know whether that looks good. Just quickly move on, grab something else, and if it sort of balances out the project or looks okay, then run with it. You can always add more layers. I'm just fraying up the edges here because I do want them to stick out over the card as well. There we go. So I'm going to glue this down. You guys are probably screaming at me, take the lid off. It is hard sometimes to be thinking, doing, and talking at the same time, and that sounds a bit silly, but when you sit at your craft desk next, try it, and you will see, you'll go, yep, I know what Sharon was talking about now. And I don't edit my videos, guys. What you get is what you get live. So mistakes will happen. Things won't go right, like the glue and things like that. But you know, that's what happens in our studios, at our desk, what have you. That's reality. And you know, these are more craft along sessions. And yes, I should be using material glue, but art glitter does theoretically glue anything. Might just take a little bit longer to dry. But I've sort of pulled the green down, so that was my way. Yes, that's a darker green, but it's in the green element. I've got a little bit of red there to pop, and a little bit of green down here just to balance it out. And then I'm going to pop her on. Pop her on there. And I want to get I'm thinking with her, I might do that same ribbon but I want to staple it. I'll grab my tiny attacher there. And for that one, I'm not sure whether I've got blue, although I do have this blue lace. Let's go with that. And you can use anything. You can use baker's twine, lace, string, sari silk. And then we might do plain for that one. So I've got some sari silk here. Beautiful. Lids are on, guys. Okay, so there we go. So three beautiful little paper doll angel tags, but today was more about the layering. So the layering that we can get. Yes, under there we can put some hessian, some, you know, rolled up twine, anything like that. You can keep layering and layering, or a big piece of lace. I layered by stenciling and inking for today, just to give some different effects. And get your inks out, guys. Play around with them. I really love playing with inks and paints all up. But there's three fairly simple little projects that you can do, or you might just out of one technique might have got some inspiration today. But thanks for joining me today, guys, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye.